Being a low-level noob in old school RuneScape sucks, but being a poor low-level noob is even worse. If you don't have GP, you can't do most of the cool shit in game, and grinding GP on a new account is one of the worst experiences in the game. It really makes most people quit before they get to that juicy content that makes RuneScape what it is. Now, most methods to get a bunch of GP require hours of skilling, good gear, and high-level quests completed, but not today. Today's video is focused on low-level money-making methods that will kickstart your account and get your bank where it needs to be. My name is Darnik, and I've been that noob cutting use for hours trying to make a mill. It's not fun and feels like you're slaving away. I want to play a game to have fun, not to feel like I'm working. And I know those low-level methods feel like you're clocking in for your shift of the day, all to barely scrape enough money together for a bond. Well, don't worry, because in this video we're going to be breaking down 5 methods to make some serious GP with little to no requirements. You can be cashing on over 1 million GP per hour on a brand new account. Let's go ahead and jump into method number 1. Enchanting jade amulets. Now this is one that I never thought would even be a thing, mainly because I don't pay attention to non-high level updates if I'm going to be real with you all. But if you're like me, you're probably like, what the hell do enchanting jade amulets do that make them so profitable? Well, these bad boys get turned into amulets of chemistry. I know, crazy exciting, right? Well, they actually are pretty useful items. They provide a 5% chance that you'll make a 4-dose potion instead of a 3-dose potion. So over the long grind of Herblore, they save quite a bit of money. So naturally, players are willing to drop some serious GP on them. And luckily for you, there's only a couple of real requirements. The first is just have 27 magic. Now if you can teleport to Virok a few extra times after unlocking the teleport, then you're golden. The next big roadblock, especially for new players, is having a nice chunk of change to purchase all the materials. Now if you're going to do this for an hour straight, you're going to need around 1.5 million GP to buy everything. That being said, you can still buy them little by little and just keep reselling the amulets after you enchant them. You just won't make as much. Now if you can purchase a buttload of jade amulets and cosmic runes for a good price, then you're set to make tons of GP. Have all your cosmic runes in your inventory, equip an air staff, and you're ready to go. It's as simple as clicking the enchant emerald spell on each amulet, banking, and then repeating. Do this for an hour, and you're gonna be looking at making around 500,000 GP profit. But that's not the only great thing about this method. You're also gonna be gaining around 60,000 magic XP per hour. That's pretty crazy, especially at this low level. So you're getting sick magic XP and some serious cash. This is a great moneymaker to do on a new account. As always though, make sure you buy a few jade amulets to enchant and sell back first before you dump your whole cash stack into the method. The prices are always fluctuating, so they might not make you near as much in the future. Have you ever wanted to slaughter mutated creatures while making tons of GP? Oh well, here's your chance. These creatures called the spadines. I don't really know how to pronounce them, but they're just a combo of red spiders and sardines that can be created and killed after the completion of the Tower of Life quest. Now yeah, it's a little sadistic, but hey, we gotta make GP by any means necessary. You can bring these monsters to life in the tower's southeastern altar. You'll use 1 sardine and 1 red spider egg to create them, and upon killing them, you'll get a fat stack of red spider eggs. Now once you've slaughtered enough to fill your whole inventory, you just teleport out with it full of red spider eggs. Now obviously higher combat stats will be better here, but honestly you can do this with level 50 plus melee stats and make a killer profit. The only real big requirements are the completion of the Tower of Life quest and the Ardonge medium diary. Now after completing the diary, the drops will be noted, which is nice, but honestly you don't even need the medium diary to be completed. With just the first diary, you can teleport to the monastery and run to the Tower of Life. Now if you bring 8 to 9 sardines and just 1 red spider egg, you can pretty much always leave with a full inventory. Now profit wise, you're looking to pull in around 500 to 600k GP per hour depending on how fast you can kill them. Now this is awesome for accounts looking for a low intensity method, as it's pretty AFK while you're just slaughtering the creatures. Now for the next methods on our list, we're going to bump up the intensity, but the profit is going to get a little crazy. Herblore training requires you to sell your soul for GP to level up. It's almost mandatory. You're going to be shelling out some fat stacks for those levels. And one of the fastest ways to train Herblore is making Saradomin Brews. Now where we come in is making the potion that makes Saradomin Brews to sell to those rich fucks to make a crazy profit. Now for this method to be viable, you're going to need to take out a loan more than likely. To do it efficiently, you're going to need around 11 mil to start. Now that's not a crazy big cash stack, but early on in your account, it can kind of be a little much. So what you can do instead is you can slowly make the potions little by little, but you just won't make as much. Now, if you can manage to scrape together a large sum of GP and you have a Herblore level of at least 34, then boys, you're ready to make some serious money. Because at level 34 Herblore, you can combine toad flax with vials of water. Super exciting, right? Well, yes, actually, because if you put all of that 11 mil and you buy up a whole buttload of toad flax and vials of water, after an hour, you're going to be sitting pretty with around 700k in profit from just combining them. And I know I mentioned a little earlier that the intensity of these methods was going to be going up. But let me break it down for you. This is super duper AFK. You sit your ass at the GE, you combine water and toad flax, and you watch a YouTube video just like this one. It's insanely easy and makes some serious profit. But as always, the prices do fluctuate. So you're going to want to buy 5 to 10 toad flax and vials of water before you dump your whole cash stack just to test the waters. RuneScape is a super lonely game, and without some homies to show off your hard work, what's the point? Yeah, we're all addicted to the numbers going up, but let's be honest. I personally love to show off my 32-hour tick perfect hunter grind to the homies. And if you're like me, then you're always more than welcome to head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/Darnik, where me and the homies are always up to something. We also have a Discord and a clan chat that we'd love to have you in. Links to all of this will be in the description. Now, back to grinding some GP. At level 60 smithing, you're able to start using the blast furnace at its full capacity. Technically, you can use it at level 30, but there's a little dwarf dude who's going to charge extra, and we're trying to make as much money as possible. Now you're probably asking, what is the blast furnace and how do you make GP there? Well, the blast furnace is a huge smithing minigame that is controlled by dwarfs. On official worlds, they will operate it for you, and it allows you to make metal bars extremely fast, like almost instantly. So you're able to make a large volume pretty quickly. Now, you'll need to pay them a set fee per hour to use the furnace, but your profit will far exceed it. And for this method, we're going to be making some steel bars. Steel bars are used to make cannonballs, so they're almost always going to be profitable. As for the requirements, you're going to need 60 smithing, the giant dwarf quest started to access the blast furnace, a pair of ice gloves, and then just a coal bag. Now, yeah, these are some pretty steep requirements for a brand new account, but they aren't that difficult to achieve. Honestly, the ice gloves are probably the hardest thing to get, but there's some great guides out there on how and where to get them. All right, so you have all the requirements. Now, how do you make your GP? Well, first, let's go ahead and buy some materials. You're going to need iron and coal to make steel bars, and then you're going to need some staminas to be running around all day. Then you just head on over to the blast furnace in Keldgrim and drop 72k in the coffer. This will pay for your hour. Now you're ready to start smelting. Run an inventory of coal over to the conveyor belt, then run back to the bank, fill up your coal bag, and then your inventory with iron ore. Run back and drop in the iron ore and coal, grab your bars, bank, and repeat. All while sipping on some stamina when your energy's getting low. That's pretty much it. It does take a little bit of work to get used to the rhythm, but once you're in it, you can watch a movie or a stream while you're grinding. Now you're going to be getting around 700k profit and 95,000 smithing XP per hour, which is not too shabby at all. It's always great on low level accounts to be getting some XP while you make some insane cash. Now, the next method on our list is going to bring over 1.1 million GP per hour, but sadly no XP, but the insane GP is going to make up for it. Now this method is intense, but it offers insane GP per hour. We're talking 1.1 million GP, if you're up to the challenge of grinding some unicorn horns. This has been a method I tell my homies about whenever they start old school RuneScape. I tell them to get a pestle and mortar, I lend them a few mil, and they get started grinding. Literally. You'll need a fairly large cash stack, 2+ mil would be good. Then you just start buying up some unicorn horns and grinding them into dust. The dust is then used in anti-fire potions, so people are always going to be buying them. The awesome trick with this method is, you can grind multiple horns per game tick if you're fast enough. So theoretically, you could do 18,000 horns per hour if you're quick, and at current prices, that'll net you around 1.2 mil in profit. Now, let's be honest, we aren't some tick perfect freaks. So at an average speed, I'd say you're likely to grind around 11,000 horns per hour, which will get you around 700k in profit. Still extremely good considering you can do this on a brand new level 3 account. The only real downside is the buy limit. You can only get 13,000 horns per 4 hours. But if you grind all 13,000, you're left with around 800k to play around with on your account. You can use this to then level up or do other things in those 4 hours. Then come back and grind for some more GP. I feel like this method is perfect for a new account and player to get their cash up quick and to kickstart their account. But as per all the other methods, please check the prices beforehand, especially on this one. If you buy horns for a few GP more than what's needed, you'll lose out on tons of profit. Hope you guys learned some new methods that can help kickstart your account, or hey, you can share this to a low-level newbie friend who's always begging you for some GP. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.